What is up, everybody? We are back. It is Tuesday, and we are back with another great draft prospect. I know, Mike, you're excited. So, Sammy, let's just get to it. Steelers Crazy, sick podcast, the number one Steelers place to be in the world, baby.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Steelers Crazy.
Aaron Smith shields. Flacco, Polamalu takes it home. Super Bowl 43. Pittsburgh might be bound for that thanks to number 43.
The sickest Pittsburgh Steelers podcast. Sports entertainment like no other. It's gonna be sick.
Yes, sir. It's the season after the season, and I think a lot of people in the Pittsburgh area are now more focused on the draft, given the way this team is constructed with a lot of youth, obviously looking to have an infusion of youth once more in what's a really, really important draft. So we're going to have an infusion of youth right now. Checking in at 6'6", 330 out of Chattanooga. It's none other than McClendon Curtis. McClendon, our guy, what is cracking?
Man, not much, man. Just here to enjoy the day, man. Getting ready to see what you guys are up to.
Man, we appreciate having you on. This is really cool for us. We love profiling you guys. We don't need to get your name out there. Your name's already out there. You're big time. I want to go all the way back to your high school days, man. You're getting recruited. There's some schools out there I was reading about you, like Temple and whatnot, but you're a Chattanooga guy. You stay home, play for Chattanooga. Tell me why. Talk to me about that loyalty.
It was more so family, man. I have like whenever you ask me more questions about who I am or where I come from, that the people in that city, people in my church family just like help push me. So staying there and letting them be able to see me play, and also a lot of good players have come out of Chattanooga, like Keontae Davis, who played with the Patriots, got him a Super Bowl. Kareem Moore got him a Super Bowl with the Rams. You know, Isaiah Mack, Cole Strange. So there's like Davis Toll, a lot of guys are out there. So just, sticking there. And we were winning a lot. So that's why I stuck around.
A lot of people are calling you the next Cole Strange. How's that feel? What'd you learn from that guy?
Man, I learned so much. What is funny is he took me under his wing, and I wasn't, you do your weight on your weight card in the weight room. And he was just like, you're doing my weight. So I'm over here doing this weight. Giving myself that confidence, and he always reassured certain thoughts or doubts that I might have had as a young player, but as I got older and became the player I am today, at a certain point, we were able to, give each other feedback on each other's game and things we can, that he uses or I use to get to a spot quicker. So, he's helped me so much, man. He has.
Love hearing that, man. Listen, you've played a handful of positions on the O-line, some guard, some tackle mixed in last year, right? I got to mention this stat, first of all, and we have a graphic for this, so my guys are going to pull it up really quickly. Let's see this right here. Prospects on the O-line that didn't allow a sack last season. You jump on that list, which is so big time, man. Talk to me about what position you're most comfortable at. Have some teams started to kind of get in your ear about whether they want you at guard, tackle, or you're just kind of, fit wherever you best fit in?
As a guy that you're stepping into the league or getting the chance to step in the league, you want to say you can fit wherever you can. Some teams do ask me if I feel better at guard or tackle. Or this past year, I've focused so much on tackle that I feel so good at tackle. But also I like being in the interior and opening up holes in the run game at guard. So it just – I don't know, man. Wherever I'm always been, and you can see at chat, I've always been like, wherever the team needs me, I'll just go and I'll figure it out as we go. As long as, I have the right coaching to help me up and correct my technique.
We're hanging out with McClendon Curtis here on the Sick Podcast, Steelers Crazy. Super excited to be joined by a big-time prospect here. How often do people call you Curtis McClendon, by the way? I got to ask that. Did that happen a lot growing up? That had to get on there.
The government messed it up too, so
really
messing up on fouls. It's funny, but I don't get upset about it, man. People usually can't say McClendon, so I'll it's Big Kurt or Kurt. Never the full Curtis. It's just Kurt. So it's cool.
Wait, your name is Curtis or it's McClendon?
My name is McClendon, but
Okay,
and my last name is Curtis.
triple check.
But
That's what
everybody just go, everybody goes
knew
like that.
Big Kurt. I like that. Before I kick it over to Jordan real quick, I know a lot of fans are curious. You know, we have a lot of people obviously who follow the game or into the details of it. What kind of scheme did you guys run mostly over there at Chat? Zone run scheme? You guys had a power scheme? What are you comfortable with?
We had zone. We run a lot of outside zone, but we will switch it up, have the duo or power counter. So we would do anything in the run game that could help us. We would do it. So that group this year we stretched it out a little bit more, going a little more counter and inside zone, but we're known for our outside zone.
Yeah. So you were just at the Senior Bowl. And from what I heard and saw on television, you had rave reviews. Just talk about that experience, and we kind of want to know too. Did you get to talk to any Steelers coaches, Mike Tomlin, any of them?
See if he could jump back on with us in a second. Technical. There we go. You good?
There he is.
Question?
Oh, I'm sorry. My
It's
fault.
all right.
We always
Well,
get
no,
technical difficulties.
Did you heard my question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard it. So, at the Senior Bowl, man, it was a great experience. Got to enjoy it. It's really a blessing to be able to get to play, especially coming from a small school, get to show my talents against, these guys at SEC, Big Ten, whatever. It was just learned a lot. And I got to talk, Mike Tomlin is hilarious.
Oh, no.
He was actually with the O-line, D-line the whole time for both teams. It was just hearing them talk and, telling players things, to work on, just getting – I didn't know he was that cool. Like everybody, the media is like, oh, Mike Tomlin's cool. Mike Tomlin's this. I didn't know he was that cool. But, when I got to see him and meet him up front and just hearing him, I was like, bro, it's hilarious. Like, I like that. I like the, he jokes with you, but he's letting you know, like, hey, this is what you need to be working on. So
Did he tell you
anything
you need to work on? Did you guys have like an individual convo?
Not really, and it was on the field. He just like keep finishing, keep playing hard, that type deal. So, it's good. I always hear that as a player, but you never know where that takes you.
Yeah, what would it mean to be drafted? As a Steeler, obviously being in the NFL in itself, but just the Steelers here in Pittsburgh, it's a first-class organization. They say that the standard is the standard. I'm sure that you know about the Steeler way. Just kind of talk about if you were drafted by the Steelers, what it would mean to you.
I feel like it was, honestly, is like you say, again, to be in the NFL just mean a lot. That team taking the opportunity, to coach me and like upbuild me into a better player. I'll be excited and, ready to play. But also I have diehard Steelers fans here in Chattanooga that are like real close to me. So, getting to play for their home team, I'm sure it will be exciting for them as well as for me. But, as every opportunity, you just be super excited. And I feel like, getting to talk to a few of the head coaches that were at the Senior Bowl that were visible, that, that was, seeing him and hearing how he is, I think it would be cool.
Definitely. Mike?
Man, I love hearing that. Who did you root for growing up?
Titans? Oh, no, not even the Titans, man. That's the crazy thing.
You don't have
I didn't really have an NFL team. I was just like players, man.
Yeah.
I was players.
Who'd you look up to?
I watched Trent for a long time, even when he was in Washington, and then Zach Martin, and then more so I watched a little bit of Shaq Mason. So watching those guys, I was a D lineman before I became an O lineman.
Okay.
And, so I was always watching the D line for the most part. So I was watching the Seahawks a lot, watching that defense all together. So that's where we were at.
Yeah, some seriously cool role models there. Obviously, Trent Williams, one of the best to ever play in this league at that left tackle position. All right, man, you got a big opportunity coming up, no doubt about that. I'm sure it's been on your mind after the Senior Bowl because that was kind of the first step, but it's NFL Combine time. Next week, Indianapolis, you're headed there. What are some things you're looking forward to? What are you hoping to prove?
That I can move. Also, like, my body fat. Like, people always ask about my weight and everything, so seeing, like, my body fat percentage here from Exos And just getting the chance to do with the guys. A lot of the crazy thing is a lot of the guys I work out down here in Exos with, we're in the same combine group for that when we go do our drills and stuff. So we were just like, yo, make sure we coach each other up, best we can, and keep pushing. Like give it your all, man. It's like, to me, it's just no brainer. Like if you're getting an opportunity, like I don't take it for granted. You get an opportunity, go out there, bust your tail. Even if you slip, bust your tail, get up and finish the drill. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it. You're looking to run that 4.40, right?
Man, if that come out, if that come out, ooh,
we could say we talked to the number 1 overall draft pick if that's the case.
That'd be hilarious. I wish.
No, I know it's going to be a great experience for you, and you're going to prove a lot, no doubt. All right, we like closing the show with this, all right, because we're introducing you to some folks, hopefully a lot of people that watch our show, not just in the Pittsburgh area, but we got people across the country. Steeler Nation is certainly everywhere, and they're so into the draft. So tell us a couple things about McClendon Curtis. It could be anything, football-related, life-related, family-related, that people may not know or they're not going to hear when they're breaking you down on ESPN or NFL Network in these next couple weeks.
Probably that I can cook like really well. So had an on-campus business when I lived on campus in college, and that was like my go-to thing. So I took that little piece, and I mean now even like when my food I get here from Exos, I sometimes add a little something to it or fix it up. But I cook, man. Anything Chinese food. I haven't gotten too much of Mexican food, but obviously the steak, the pasta, the fried chicken, all that good stuff. But right now it's more so clean eats. I haven't had any like fried chicken in so long, which is probably good for me, But but keeping the health clear, man. Even when I get done with this, like this way of eating has helped me out, so I'm gonna adjust the way I cook.
I love that, Jordan. The Pittsburgh food scene could use an improvement, man. We got to get McClendon up here.
Well, I know a few of the guys. I know Rod Woodson. When he was here, he had a place in Station Square. So maybe if you get drafted by the Steelers, we'll get you a restaurant here.
Hey, what's the go-to dish? If you got to make one dish, if somebody said, like, say you're on Chopped or Top Chef, and they're like, cook me one thing to win this competition, what are you making?
It'll probably be like a tomahawk. I'll take a tomahawk, and I will have Parmesan crusted asparagus. I boil my potatoes, or really, bake them. Cut them in half. Take the inside out the shell, and make them twice loaded baked potatoes. So put the mix all together, and then put it back into the potato shell, bake it, and then make a little butter for the tomahawk.
Jeez, man. This guy doesn't mess around. How do you find time to even play football?
I'm getting hungry just thinking about that.
get a little time, man. I like oxtails too, so either oxtail or tomahawk, man. You gotta be good with it.
Definitely,
my guy. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. As Jordan always says, we tell our prospects the same thing that jump on the show. You're part of our family regardless now. If you ever need anything and come up north for any reason, you let us know. We'll hook you up. Who knows, man, what path you'll follow. Wherever you end up, though, we'll be rooting for you, man. Appreciate you jumping on with us. McClendon
Curtis. Y'all.
Anytime. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Thanks, my guy. Best of luck. We'll be watching you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's cool stuff, JY.
Yeah, I think that it's just really cool, like the whole process, because everyone sees these guys on the field and in football pads, and at the end of the day, like I said, he just wants to make a good meal, and he's just like any of us. He's just on chasing the dream of playing professional football, and I think that's the beauty of this. That's why I think that the draft, these shows are so important, because you just get to learn more about the player. And man, I would love for him to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I know I kept insinuating that, but that was the whole point, is I want to see this guy in black and gold.
How badly do the Steelers need a guy like that? I mean, come on.
And he's just a likable guy. Like, you could just tell talking to him. He's just a down the earth, just, hey, I'm good at playing football, but I also like to cook. So
the Steelers need a dude who's menacing. I think I read something about him that he showed up on some NFL draft pundits, top mean guys list. So I was expecting a little more stern dude to jump on.
Maybe he saves it for on the field.
On the field. That's exactly what I was going to say. This is a dude on the field who's a badass, and off the field seems like such a great teammate.
Well, that's
humble guy too as well. And I think he would fit in so nicely. He sounds like he's a versatile dude. Can play tackle and guard. Steelers run a lot of zone scheme there with Matt Canada, the run game with Najee and Jalen Warren. Man, the cool thing about these podcasts, as we've mentioned before, these draft profiles and prospects are going to get so much more attention as this process unfolds. Mm-hmm. You wait until that combine next week. You're going to hear his name. You're going to hear Dale Henley's name. We're going to have some more prospects on. And then that countdown to the draft, man, that's like the Times Square New Year's.
There really
countdown.
is no off season, especially now with the XFL and the USFL. Like there's football literally, and then before you know it, the combine, and then the draft, and then before you know it, OTAs, and it will be preseason in August, and we'll still be here going strong. Something that I want to talk about is our favorite segment, where I don't think me and you are going to be making any money on the field, but I think off the field with our next segment here. Go ahead, Sammy. Let's roll that sick picks.
It's time for Sick Picks, brought to you by MyBookie.
Yeah, MyBookie. Bet any place, anytime, cash in and cash out. I made some money on the Super Bowl, but make sure when you deposit that you use our code SICKPICKS below. It's SICK Picks, MyBookie. Like I said, there's XFL, there's NHL, there's NBA. Make some parlays, use our code, and put some money in your pocket with MyBookie. I'm afraid to bet, but I think I am going to do a parlay on the XFL this weekend, just because, even though I'm just going to take all the underdogs. But it was really cool seeing some familiar faces. Josh Gordon, Ben DiNucci, a Pitt guy. They were throwing
Martavis Bryant.
Yeah, they were throwing lemons. Josh Gordon. They were throwing
Wild.
lemons on the field in DC. I didn't know what was going on. And, I was never really big on the XFL and USFL, but now I kind of see it as like the G League is the NBA, and giving these guys a chance to, get back to the NFL level. So I'm all for it, man. And any time that I can have football all year round, I'm not really going to complain. So make sure you use MyBookie. Use our code SICKPICKS. Deposit some money, even if it's $20. Turn it into $200 with a quick parlay.
I'm going to make a sick pick real quick. This is going out on a limb. First, I want to tease the fact that we have more prospects coming on. Some prospects that I think the Steelers are going to be interested in once more. Just like these first two guys, Day and Henley, as well as McClendon Curtis, I think are going to garner a lot of interest. My sick pick is that one of the players we're going to have on in our first handful of shows is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm throwing that out there right now.
Does MyBookie have that bet?
Putting it out there, putting it in the air, putting it out to the world. Whether it's, like I said, Henley, Curtis, or maybe the next guy we have on, I'm going to tease that because you got to tune in and wait to hear who it is. One of them will be a Pittsburgh Steeler, and you'll have the interview that we conduct, of course, to go ahead and get to know them, Jordan.
Yeah, speaking of the next guy, he just messaged me. So
we'll keep it a secret.
Yeah. So like I said, we're going to be doing this all year round. I know that the Steelers are going to start, I heard some reports that came out about signing Cam Sutton to a long-term deal. It's just got to make sense money-wise. And I just really think that the Steelers, and people can call me crazy and say that it's a hot take, but I see that the Steelers and Kenny Pickett, they shift some stuff around. And I think that we can see Kenny Pickett playing in the AFC Championship game. I'm not saying maybe a Super Bowl next year, but I see a deep playoff run. They get some hogs up front. Some of the guys that we're going to have on here, the draft prospects, you already got the 1-2 punch with Harris and Jalen Warren. Defense is there. Sign some key guys. Let's make it happen, man. We weren't far off this year. Obviously, we didn't start off well, but I have a lot of optimism, and also for the Pittsburgh Pirates, I think they're going to get the NL wild card.
Let's go, man. That fires me up. We got baseball in a week here. I'm going to head out to spring training for a game. You might see one of us at the combine. Who knows? Absolutely. Very, very exciting. Also, I just want to throw this out there as well. I like to combine an interview with a draft profile. So I'm going to write something up on McClendon Curtis. I'm going to actually stick this interview in that as well. So as you're listening to him, you can read about him as well. You can check that out. We'll post that, of course, on Twitter at SickPodSteelers on our podcast site. You can check it out at yinzercrazy.com.
Sounds good. And as always, this is JY, this is Mike, and this is another episode, a draft prospect special. Steelers Crazy, Sick podcast. We'll catch you on Thursday. You never know who we're going to have on. Reporters, players, former players, Super Bowl champions. It's all here. Steeler Crazy, Sick podcast. My bookie, use our code SICKPICKS. Put some money in your pocket. We'll see you soon. Here we go, Steelers. Sammy.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.